Hello, my name is Chris Maupin, and I am owner of Clio Ancient Art and Antiquities. We are a Charlotte, North Carolina-based dealer in ancient Mediterranean art and antiquities. We have customers all over the world and are well established. Our website is www.clioancientart.com. That's C-L-I-O, ancientart.com. This is the first in a series of brief informational videos we've decided to create to assist collectors and potential collectors of ancient art and antiquities with answering some basic questions about the antiquities trade, about particular kinds of objects, about how to go about collecting, and about the ethical issues associated with it. In today's video, we'd like to answer a very basic question, which many potential buyers ask. We get this question all the time, which is, how do I know that the object I'm interested in purchasing is a genuine antiquity rather than a modern piece of tourist art or a modern reproduction not made with the intent to deceive, or a fake or forgery that was made with the intent to deceive? How can I tell the difference? Well, you could rely on a dealer such as myself for all the answers. And that's helpful if you're dealing with a well-established, reputable dealer, particularly someone who has some formal background, some academic background in the field, archaeology, art history. But your best tool is education. Educate yourself. That means reading books, viewing or reading online resources, and visiting museums. There's an old saying, buy the book before you buy the object, and I really agree with that quite strongly. There are many readily available print resources that one can find in a popular bookstore. Of course, there are many others that are harder to find and more out of print, but there are plenty of good popular resources available, well illustrated, that will familiarize you with the way particular kinds of antiquities from the Mediterranean world and related cultures look, how they were manufactured, how they were decorated, how they were used. All of this information is very useful. The same is true online, perhaps even more so now. And of course, if it's online, for the most part, it's going to be free. There are many museum catalogs with hundreds, even thousands of pieces of ancient art from the Mediterranean world. Egypt, Greece, Rome, Near East, and parts of Europe. Thousands of objects available to view on online museum collections. There are also terrific resources available online that provide a lot of information, again, on how objects were manufactured, how they were used, where they were used, where they've been found, what the imagery on these objects might mean, and so forth. I would recommend going to our website, which is www.clioancientart.com. That's C-L-I-O, ancientart.com. And clicking on the links page on our website is a great place to start. We have dozens and dozens of resources there about museum collections, about antiquities collecting and the antiquities trade, about ancient coins, about ancient oil lamps, ancient glass, all sorts of resources. And that's just a start. There's much more out there. So education is the key. And of course, the other thing, if you can, if you're living in a metropolitan area where there's a major museum that has ancient art in its holdings, I would strongly recommend visiting a museum and looking at objects. There's no substitute for actually seeing objects directly, even if it is behind glass. and studying them. Look at the colors, look at the textures, look at the shapes. These are the kinds of cues that you're going to be looking for when comparing something that you're interested in purchasing to a genuine article. And one other thing I would strongly recommend, if you think you can find these kinds of objects on the big discount internet auction sites, think again. These are full of fakes, forgeries, cheap imports that try to pass themselves off as genuine antiquities, and that's a real trap. So stay away from those. Deal only with a reputable dealer, preferably one who belongs to a trade association of some kind and is well established. So those are some basic hints. A few other resources that I might suggest. This magazine, this publication, Minerva, really outstanding, published in the UK, easily available here in the US. A terrific source of information about ancient art and antiquities of all kinds. Again, that's readily available even in many bookstores. In some of our future videos, we're going to look at key issues like provenance. Why is provenance important? And why is it important not just for you, the collector, but for future generations as well? We're also going to start looking at particular types of objects. These include, for example, ancient glass. This is a piece of a little Roman glass vessel. By the way, you'll notice I'm wearing white cotton gloves. For many kinds of antiquities, we do recommend that you wear gloves when handling the objects, so as not to leave any permanent staining or damage on the object. So we'll be looking at particular types of objects like ancient glass. We'll also be looking at other kinds of objects like ancient oil lamps. These are always very popular with collectors. We'll be looking at ancient coins, ancient bronzes, and we'll be looking at specific cultures and specific time periods as well. That's all for now. Again, this is only our first video. We hope to put out a new video about once every week or 10 days. And we'll be posting this on our own website as well as social networking sites to which we belong. Thanks again very much for watching, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.